remember that we are stronger together. Let's drop the bias, silence, and hate and lift each other up. Let unity keep us together. Keep us together.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. And I want to use this medium to talk to you. Please look at the youth of Nigeria. We are really suffering.
Politics plays its part in to make decisions that affects the next meal. Shouldn't we probe even in your understanding as the listener?
The decisive factor will be knowledgeable leadership committed to good governance.
Make it a date with Oᴏ and Said Fuad on midweek.
Political enemies, they don't want you to succeed. Have you just realized?
No food to eat.
Politics live on Miller 98.3 FM. Let me first off apologize for the gubernatorial candidate in Lagos, Architect Gbadebo's rival, this afternoon on the show, but something came up and from him just a few minutes ago. So we'll have to reschedule that, which he currently belongs and associates. Just wanted to have like an update on his last statement on the show, but I would have to reschedule. So you have your 120-minute side for is here as usual, and then we'll drive the conversation. Kano State, it looks like the capturing of Kano will be the next stop. Other kind of resources that you can imagine. States like Akwa Ibom, state like Delta, state like Rivers, state like Kano, all of that is the PDP, and of course the new Nigerian People's Party. In the case of Kano, we're having the PDP, all but one cannot recognize their candidate for 2026 two states. Well, it's PDP. It's always been at the front burner of the conversation. I have a soundbite, recently, I think on Monday, where he talked about the PDP, he talked about the ADC, he talked about Peter Obi, he talked about in the past 1 month now, just granting different interviews. Very recently also saying that the only live wire in the ADC is Peter Obi, that every party to the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate, that's the former governor of Anambra State, /Miller 98.3 FM, and also on Eki News updates and news flash every Wednesday, 1 to 3 p.m., 120 outlets on the analysis. I will drive the conversation today. The Kwankwasia movement, during the primary in 2021, for Mr. Kwankwaso came to Lake to Ikeja to you in the last 1 month. I'm not even sure he started his appointment as the national chairman of the All Progressive Congress. And I also remember that the National Public Secretary of the NNPP, Honorable Johnson, was on this station. In fact, he was on this other. That means the moment he ceases to be the national chairman, so expect that he didn't resign on health grounds, and then he was reassigned to FAN, and then the rumors of Kwankwaso decamping to the APC one dropped, that the Kano State governor is going to be decamping to the All Progressive Congress. So the question a lot of people were asking is, will he have members in Kano? One more senator in Kano at the moment. So it looks like the political structure in Kano was gradually aligning with the central, which is the All Progressive Congress. House of Assembly members, matter of when, not if, for the governor to also move to the APC. But the question is this: will the governor move with the entire Kwankwasia movement into the APC? It's looking more like the case of Rivers, Wike, Fubara, and then the structure of the party in the state. Kwankwasia, the governor of Kano, and Rabi Musa Kwankwaso. Now, I think on Monday, I saw some video on the red cap movement was everywhere. So the Kwankwasia movement didn't have a logo. It was just the regular in all of these conversations. Wow. That means we'll break all of those down on the show today. But we'll have exclusive from our Daily File show. But signing out for the people. Good to have you join us as usual.
Thank you for having me, Okoyemi. Like they always say, it's just going to be having party governorship candidate. Mr. Gbadebo's rival in the studio, but I think he's still engaged with a lot of things. Well, we understand that. Look, then we cross to 2027, we are casting our ballot. That's if the, so as we cross into 2027, in 2026, paper. In reality, people have been coming in.
Campaign does not stop.
So, from Kano to Rivers, serious politics is already going on. In fact, as a political analyst, you have to wake up every day trying to dotting I's, crossing T's, aligning, realigning. Meetings are going on. I've had the opportunity, for example, to be in the same space with a very big politician in Abuja. Currently one of the strong members of the ruling party. A friend had gone to see him, and he said, "Oh, let's just
tag along.
Let's tag along. Let's just say hello to this person." And that was like, I'm talking about maybe like 4 or 5 years ago. It's not anything recent. And it just gave me an idea of how politicians live their lives. And that's very late in the day. When I say late, I'm talking about close to midnight. His house was still filled. I was just observing because whatever my friend had gone to see him for was not really my business. I just wanted to step out and just enjoy. Also, he was busy moving from one table to another table, getting files. His PAs were still up at that business. Politics is the business of politicians. And the way we play politics in Nigeria, up with it. In fact, sometimes the train moves like these things. If you don't understand these things, again, we reach out to people, get some watching times. The entire Kano politics is difficult for anybody to analyze as to what is happening really. It's almost like the more you look,
the less you
begin to give it their own. So the Godfather and Governor Abba Yusuf, the godson. That's a relationship that has been. Don't trust politicians. Kwankwanso may just be in the know. Half of what the politicians say, as of week in the past, now you play what is here. To me, he had been told to step Kwankwanso to come in because again, once I come in, we are taught that he stepped up his criticisms. Movement fell apart. There was a change of idea, change of agreements and what. The long-standing relationship merely on the surface. I know what, and there's really nothing to hold on to as to what is happening. Abba Yusuf and Rabi Musa Kwankwan, or what is not going wrong between the two of them. What the signature logo of the president being infused of the government. That should
my friend.
That's what I'm able to collapsing and crumbling like
right.
And he's so calm. Have you noticed that he's so calm about it? In fact, he's now talking as if, there's nothing I can do. Yes, they are being coerced to join the APC, but I can't stop them. Although there are going to be consequences of this thing. The relationship should have gone south completely. If you understand, nothing is impossible. Here, I think was. But it keeps failing.
Yeah. So how come
their interest and becoming friends again? It's easy
of what is really
going on. But my knows about this defection. He only just wants to maintain issues that will happen for them move first. But like they say, that I'm ready to work with them. My mind tells me that look, he would also have the logo in a red cap and you tell me you don't know about it.
It's not possible. I mean, so we're gonna check the.
Rabi Musa Kwankwanso has also said that what, I'm ready to work with any party. He didn't say I'm ready to.
It's been hush conversation around Rabi Musa Kwankwanso
situation.
State
yes,
specifically.
Even the entire Northeast. Remember that there was a fight in Yobe in a very methodical way. Where does that leave a Kwankwanso? And he has said, I can join any party, meaning the APC inclusive. It's on the list is also the APC. Because I find it difficult to think.
It's not like there's crisis in the NPP. It's not like
there are crises, court cases. But this is it. I've told people who say, do you want does it have to be the APC?
Don't go to a court.
There's a court party now.
Key.
So there are still parties. Options are there. So going to the ruling party is based on if Rabi Musa Kwankwanso pay more attention to the things that are not being said in what they're saying.
The ones that are being said. Okay, we're going to talk about the effect of Kano at the end of the 2023 election. The key states like Kano, with the resources and the votes that comes from there. And so when you are in government and state as big as Kano is not in your party, state as big in numbers and in resources as Rivers, as Akwa Ibom, as Delta, as Bayelsa are also not in your party. Now, Bayelsa has gone to the All Progressive Congress next. Well, we don't even have to.
People don't see.
According to what they said, Musa Kwankwanso has raised alarm that public office holders and political appointees under the Kano governor, the former Kano governor who made the allegation in parliament, councillors amongst others, were also said they have him to go ahead and book him. He also said, when I return to town, another political appointees have to decide whether they want to support the Kwankwasia movement or the Gandujia movement. It is something unpleasant. Since this crisis started, several chairmen have called me. Some councillors who are compelled to append their signatures to go ahead and do so. if this, they know themselves and we know them. I think the general public and the caucuses were also forward.
Well, again, you understand that in the Northwest, you don't joke with Kano. There are states you don't joke with. Once you are able to rile up Kano in other states within the region, Kano is like states, because again, you are talking about cities numbers, and then they're going to give you keep focusing on River State. It's not because how important Rivers is in the entire South. So Kano is key. Again, if you are strong in Kano, what it means is that you have advantage of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in 2023 for Rabi Musa Kwankwaso
to have contested as the presidential
candidate
from Kano.
If they are not able to find a unit in 2023,
the result is probably going to be the same.
The guess is as good as the president will just have it easy. So sometimes, I'll give you an example. When you hear, if I was saying, Peter Obi is the only useful person in the ADC, I say, look, this is a political statement too. It is not because he is so much in love with PT3. If Kwankwaso runs alone, Obi runs alone,
Atiku runs alone.
That is, in fact, that is the perfect scenario
that the
APC will be open for and praying for. It's just what it is. Because at that time, it was to the advantage of the APC at the president.
Just take 1 million
from if you had not gone to Atiku, probably, sorry, if you had not gone to Kwankwaso, you probably have gone to Atiku.
Of course.
And if you add the almost 1 million votes
to the PDP
at that time, Atiku, and so you're going to be talking about, so this is real politics. So sometimes, if you see the ruling party also encourage mess it up, and you have a governor from what you call, you have three, for example, in Lagos, you have East, West, and South, right? The Central District. So if the governor is from the other constituency, so what they do is, look, for example, you might see President Bola Ahmed Tinubu encourage more opposition politicians to come from the north in 2027. If Atiku, for example, becomes the kind of the ADC, because they will need for the numbers to be, broken into pieces so that it's not put together. And that's why if he defects to the APC, it's a political game. We are talking about numbers here. If you understand what I'm saying, I mean, their individual interests. If peradventure or for any reason, in 2027, on his ex-handle, where he has said that, look, easily, and truly, if you do the analysis of Kwemi, that was what happened. So, in fact, this is a defection that is bigger than every other defection that has happened in this political dispensation. It is bigger than the Delta defection. For me, it is bigger than to the APC. It's not a joke. If you understand what I'm saying here, I'll remain and then take a decision when something gets better in terms of what we have on the negotiation.
Okay, so I have right in front of me right now the Nigerian presidential election result in Kano for 2023. I had to just dig it out to get all of the numbers. So Rabi Musa Kwankwaso had almost 1 million votes.
Yeah, about now around something.
Yeah, now around 97. Yes, then APC's Bola Ahmed Tinubu got 506,402. That's 412. Yes, that's 29%. And Atiku Abubakar got 131,000. Atiku,
yes,
is probably on the ballot. Also promised to deliver the state for whatever party chooses to align with, including maybe feel really dicey.
Whatever it is, it will weaken the Kwankwasia movement.
Sure.
I've seen people who have predicted that, look, Abba Yusuf will be defeated if Kwankwaso becomes
tough.
Because what you have is Abba Yusuf might.
And there are lawmakers that are now in the All Progressive Congress.
There are reports that Ganduje had to, and that, look, because of this planned defection of the governor, he came back to begin to see how to ensure that his own follow. It's a situation that we also have to look at the APC and the existing structure of the party. That is why, for example, the APC was telling Yᴏᴜᴜ, you must understand our culture. Because a lot of us are taught, if you remember, that, look, for example, when Governor Mɪᴅ-Wᴇᴇᴜ of Delta State was coming to the APC, he was going to be meeting a stern resistance from people like Governor, Senator, like sending a very direct message to Senator Margaret to say, look, you know
leave
what?
this one. This is
People like Kiamu. They say, look, once the governor comes to the party, it becomes the leader of the party. So in Kano too, we probably will see the same thing. If Abba Yusuf comes to make people accept this, what you can call political contraption. Okay, I mean, that a Ganduje will sit with Abba Yusuf and work together against Kwankwanso. You know how many Ganduje houses are Ayuba done demolish? They were sworn enemy practically.
When Yusuf got sworn in fact, part of his campaign promises was I was going to reinstate the expelled emir of Kano. 1, 2.
That one is still there. You know the Kano situation, the emirship situation is still there.
There are 2 officials that Ganduje built when he was in office.
He brought down.
Yusuf demolished everything.
There's still a corruption commission investigating Ganduje.
Exactly.
On the orders of the governors.
Exactly.
So how they will now leave all of every other one?
I think this is going to be the biggest for the All Progressive Congress. Bigger than Rivers, bigger than Akwa Ibom, bigger than Delta. Because Kano is Kano.
Pulling the strings up in the APC.
Now, Kaduna, Kano, Katsina, Kebbi eventually become up Zamfara as well.
Yeah, because it's already
the governor of Zamfara could also be on his way.
As we speak, the offer is already on the table for Governor. He is holding on to. There's no party called the PDP now as we speak. It's a party that has 2 factions.
Because if Dawda Lawal wants to run the second term, which of the faction of the PDP?
So Abba Yusuf eventually defects.
It will be the biggest one.
It's bigger than even a Dawda Lawal. Moving to the APC.
Zamfara, he has no option.
In fact, who is the big politician the APC have in Zamfara? Apart from
maybe Bello Matawale.
To have somebody that, so, but for someone who could defeat an incumbent, it means that in history and relationship of, I even think the speaker,
Rabi Musa Kwakwaso,
and they are all maybe nephew or it's also related to my mind. I might be wrong. Please let people know. Put the things together. It might just be move ahead of me. There are still things I need to sort out.
What could be big enough? Fortune.
Yes.
Right? And they want to hold on to the vice presidential slots. If they not slots in for Bruno,
things amongst themselves, like a story about the fact that look, and all of the governors in North Central now,
they are now aligning with the APC. With
the maybe speakership rearrangements and agreements that we are not privy to. It's only when they begin to the vice president.
Rabi Musa Kwakwaso
work for the APC.
Yeah, my party in my state.
So in my state. So it's not just Borno State. So if all the political calculations and arrangements shows that the APC would have to drop Kashim Shettima for a Rabi Musa Kwakwaso
to the PDP, we have Borno that belongs to the All Progressive Congress, Gombe, Northeast
that is completely so let's surprise. He's saying I'm being around. Would you be surprised?
Line with the center.
Don't be as it stands, the PDP. So you know, I remember
he was the chairman of the convention. He was not part of this agreement.
But on this agreement about and I remember when Edo election was held. His name now Abu Kefas. You know, they were the people.
I'll come the president.
So at that point, I said, look, and I'm not surprised when Abu Kefas announced it. So look, we are at a point where if you wake up tomorrow and you hear that point, look, even a Sheima Kinde, because whatever is being done in political space,
it's not healthy for democracy.
It's not healthy for democracy.
But we're discussing politics now.
Real politics now, kind of thing before in our political space. It's ruling party. Never in the history of the country have we also seen the opposition crisis you have in the opposition party. So I think we just have to now take it back from some distance. You know, when you have a distance look, not saying from what they are saying,
we will see it from a spot forward
and begin to,
because it looks like the script is just
this development. We need to be a bit cautious about how we take some of the information. You know, people have done things that should make you understand the way our politicians lesson about what you say and what you are doing, you know, and just that's the culture really. The political Kano will come interesting. Kano, because if a bit, for example, will go to the ADC. That can only happen if, for example, Rotimi Amici becomes the presidential candidate of Peter Obi, and then
there's the option of maybe
it could be Obi Kwankwanso ticket.
More people.
And that's why, the news that they are also talking to more people, Jonathan, is, I don't know. They are reaching out to, or has joined them officially, doing more work to be done, really, for them.
Peter Ayodele Fayose, the former governor of Ekiti State. But before then, I had also Siminalayi Fubara amidst the lingering political crisis in the state. Fayose made his assertion yesterday evening. He was reacting to the power struggle between the Wike remains more politically relevant to the president than Fubara, arguing that the president has little incentive to abandon the former Rivers. I'm quoting Fayose now. Wike came from Rivers to give support to President Tinubu. He maintained that Wike's political progressive comment. The local government election in Rivers, APC won them. Followed commencement of proceeding by the Rivers State House of Assembly to impeach the filing a Supreme Court ruling on legislative autonomy. Let me play the soundbite of Peter Fayose. One would come back. We'll dig into this conversation. 10 days in Rivers, side forward. He visited 22 out of the 23. While he was on that tour, the chairman of both the PDP and the APC and the there's no longer party in Rivers. There's no PDP, there's no APC. Now that they have a rainbow quad. Time he was leaving Rivers back to Abuja on more than anything else, there was involved. So, Wike's the states. Nobody says. I would also look at where does Rivers State. Nobody is considering the plight of the people of Rivers that have been denied of 6 months.
Equal as of today, as in the kitchen now, no people that are calling Wike a candidate. Even Atiku himself, all of them has abandoned. Those people that are making noise and running around, how many? Let them call governors meeting. Kabiru is my friend, is a gentleman. Kabiru is saying, led the one you said, if this matter in court, for instance, is not resolved, he's paid. PDP is a clock. God is coming. The coming of God might not be 10 years old. The coming of not to wait for God is coming in PDP too. The coming in of Buhari became a very popular candidate that elder DP, anybody they fell in and supported him. Secondly, I have not shied away from supporting. You understand? So what I'm trying to tell you, don't forget, majority of the people don't agree with Trump know that they are still before I could join politics.
Politics plays its corridors to make the of politics. We strive
Committed to good governance.
make it a dent. 98.3 FM. Politics, it's a whole meal.
Back at Midweek Politics live from Mainland 98 social media platforms in the studios, and also drop your comments in case you can't reach us via Governor of Ekiti State. Talking about His Excellency Peter Ayodele Fayose. They call him the Rock. Making huge democratic congress. Now, Ayodele Fayose had come out to say that there's no longer for the throne. Fayose had talked about the fact that this one here, any hope whatsoever for the PDP to, he said on that state of mind, the PDP last year, the Green and the Chamber. If at the end of the day,
it's not impossible with former governor Fayose that look. People talk about America, it's about their personal interest or the interest of the people guided by any idea. For personal interest, how do you think America should be run? All the fights of Rivers State, we know it's about the interest of politicians. He was the one that first, even though there was really that issue, he brought in what I'm saying. Situation. He's also already, in fact, Dere was his boy. In fact, he cannot do the job like Fayose, so he's doing. But are you going to remain in the pit? To be difficult, and I think it will be, which legally speaking, they cannot looking at running for the president. That's what people have been saying. If it becomes a divided PDP, that INEC could not eventually
recognize any of the factions.
Political case undecided before an election. Areas to where the pendulums will swing. So politicians, we also have the same situation.
The same.
But leave the PDP is what we don't know. The ADC, I can't. Means that they'll be able to bring in more resources for now. But will they remain in the PDP? No.
Most them.
Maybe. Or they would decide to go to when things get better. Makinde will be looking at putting a successor in his camp to go to the reps assembly. He might look at their daily party, run the show there. If we are not getting any other thing, let's hold House of Reps members, at least just to keep myself. If he does, he himself has spoken against the ADC. An opposition political party already has big politicians he will not go with. Might be easy to come after you. And why did Adeleke not go to the it's better to stay away from it. Also say Seyi Makinde now say, okay, what? Let me just play it safe. Get a political party where I can hold it down.
Maybe SDP.
For me, an option. He has said he would never join politicians. They are career politicians. They have no other. Again, a part of it because the elections are too close for all of. If you sort the weak case, so there are so many. So you are
states in the PDP now have Congress that is not recognized.
So down in court cases till 2027 and beyond. If they are, but where they are now for the issue of Fubara.
Abuja, he's delivered the local mean.
You know, I keep telling people I was
a PDP governor.
The outlook PDP party man, Okoyemi, with the but beat them that for Fubara to have a private session
with the president.
It was after that they cry at night. When the dogs are barking, sometimes